Today's January 27th, 2025, NASDAQ daily time frame. This daily order block is essential because on Friday and then, earlier in the week, last week, we tapped into it and then collapsed. So the first time we tapped into this daily order block, we caused this whole down move right there. And then we tapped into it again last week and then tapped it again on Friday, causing this nice collapse from Friday's closing price to Sunday's opening price, a nice move to the downside, going all the way down into the 50% of this daily wick. But 700, this opening range you got from Friday's closing price to Sunday's opening price, or sorry, Monday's opening price at 9:30. This opening range you got is about 770 pips. So, we opened, with this extreme discount gap, and then we came back up into the opening or the lower quadrant of the opening range gap, and then I'm going to show you guys on the 4 minute time frame, 4 hour time frame. This 4 hour fair value gap low was a drawn liquidity, tapping into it, causing this 4 hour down candle. But before all that, with this 1 hour fair value gap, which was the drawn liquidity, and when we tapped into it, there was some 5 minute price action to the downside, which I'll show you guys in a moment. But 15-minute time frame at 9:30 a.m. opening bell, we're inside of this 15-minute fair value gap. 9:30 a.m. opening bell comes, boom, expansion for a 15-minute institutional order flow entry drill. So what it looks like with all the drawings on it, 15-minute fair value gap drawn up right there, came up into the 1 hour fair value gap with the box right there. So keep that in mind. 5 minute time frame. As soon as we tapped into the 1 hour fair value gap, the consequent encroachment of it, there was this, kind of down price action on the 5 minute time frame. And then this 15-minute BISI right here, 15-minute fair value gap. So that's what it looks like right there. Drawn out 15-minute BISI high with the white line is drawn out in time. And then we tapped into the blue shaded box, which is the first presented fair value gap. So again, 15-minute BISI, the high of it is marked up, and then the blue shaded box is the first presented fair value gap for today on Monday, causing a 15-minute institutional order flow entry drill, expanding up higher into the 4 hour fair value gap low right there. Okay. And then we have pretty much price dropping after tapping to the 4 hour fair value gap low. 5 minute time frame is kind of what it looks like. It's pretty straightforward, but I want to jump into the 1 minute price action. So what we have right here. So 9:30 a.m. opening bell right here. Okay, so this is the 15-minute fair value gap. I showed you guys expansion. First presented fair value gap, 50% of it, price is dancing around in there. Expansion up higher into the 1 hour fair value gap right there. And then price kind of just, dropped a little bit down, tapped into the first presented fair value gap high, and also into the 15-minute fair value gap right there, the BISI, for a 15-minute institutional order flow entry drill, 1 minute order block, expansion up higher into the 4 hour fair value gap low, and then kind of just cascading lower down into the first presented fair value gap right there. And then I want you guys to keep in mind this 1 minute BISI, how if you draw it out in time, just to make a cleaner chart, I'm going to remove all this extra stuff. Basically, just gonna just give me a sec here. Just gonna remove all this extra stuff. Okay, so this 1 minute BISI is drawn up. So we draw this 1 minute BISI out in time, and then look how price was kind of, kept, it respected the 1 minute BISI high. Okay, and then we dropped, coming to the 50% of it, respecting it, dropped, and the 50%, and then we kind of, took out sell side liquidity right there. There's a daily fair value gap right there that we tapped into right there, coming up higher, and then respecting the 1 minute BISI, 50% of it, cascading lower, taking out sell side, respecting the daily fair value gap low right there, and then essentially just trading inside of it. And then, we were range bound for a little bit. And then while that was happening, you can also pretty much, I would probably, this one stands out to me, to be honest. This 1 minute fair value gap right there stands out to me. Draw it out in time, let price do its thing, comes above it. Okay. 1 minute order block, respects the 1 minute, basically 50% of it, expansion up higher. And then this move was again this 1 minute BISI fair value gap right there. Price respected the 50% of it, and then we have ourselves a 1 minute fair value gap right there. And then this would have been a nice little this would have been your silver bullet, ICT silver bullet, respecting this 1 minute BISI, and then also respecting the high. So we're inside of that, we're inside the range of this 1 minute First prisoner fair value gap right there. Okay, we're respecting it. Silver bullet right there. Again, in line with this 1 minute BISI that was being respected, the 50% of it drawdown in time, created this 1 minute fair value gap, and this 1 minute first prisoner fair value gap, the high of it is being respected, and then boom, taken out sell side liquidity, and also taken out New York's opening bell, the low of it, and then we have ourselves, all this price action back up. We have ourselves a balanced price range, respecting it. Boom, 1 minute order block right there. And then again, this daily fair value gap, high of it, price is respecting it right there. And then boom, expansion up higher, taking out, a lot of the buy side here. So that is pretty much your price action for the day. Cheers.